Eons ago, during the age of the Magi, the world was something other. Magic is all that there was and all that was needed. Legend states that a cataclysmic event brought a great frozen age to the world of Lacrin, and soon after, a new era dawned. Though they say the ancient magics of the Magi still lie buried and lost, scattered around the world, lie in wait for those with the courage to wield it to discover. Welcome to the world of Lacrin and the continent of Thelmecia. Noble knights, roaming orcs, mischievous goblins, and idyllic wondrous lands, just waiting to be explored. Now, a new peril aspires to plunge Thelmecia into despair once more, but not before a few unheard-of heroes take their chance at triumph. Welcome to Tablestory, Darkfire.
Hello everyone, welcome to the beginning of the stream. It's Tablestory's Darkfire, this week hosted by special guest Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
What? I thought you were going to say Wayne.
There he is. There he is.
You! Get over here!
There he is.
Get over here!
What a lad.
Oh, stop me. He's
What
being
a
shy.
lad. Look at him. He's fucking scrubbed up nice as well, isn't he? Look at him.
Yeah.
Damn. Come a long way since The Rock.
Dude, my background is just
WWE.
crushed, dude.
2015 PewDiePie
This is like
lives
slowly
again.
getting more and more.
Kim Jong-un.
Do you talk to them in videos?
My moderator. Yes. My kid talks to him when he comes in here. So he punches Kim Jong-un in the penis. He says hello to Rock and Alien, and he tries to hang out.
Yeah, but they're not real. Why doesn't he know that? What a fucking dumbass. It sounds like he's got your IQ.
He's one and a
What the
half.
fuck? What an idiot. They're not even real people. Damn.
I tell them they're real. All right, it's an
Brad
imagination.
doesn't understand.
Your wife's super clever as well, so you must have got your fucking IQ. That's a shame.
Oh my god.
All right, well, welcome to the stream, everybody. It's
the inspiration for that.
Too much Victor roleplay.
getting hot. This is just me. Come on. The stream has begun. Tiger Right is here as well. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. And now stop looking at him. It's disgusting, revolting. Let's look at PB instead. What's up, PB? You
No,
prepared?
I'm not ready for this.
You prepared?
No.
You
You
prepared?
bought, dude.
Watch, I can crush PB in one word.
I know.
Nocturne.
Awesome. Huh?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right.
New show tomorrow.
Brand new show. 24
Apparently,
hours.
I read some reviews from IGN, and they said it's the best
Oh
new
my God!
show
Stop it.
ever to come out on
It is.
Tablestory.
Yeah,
apparently.
but on
Okay,
Twitch.
6 out of
apparently.
10.
6 out of 10. The
5 out of
highest
7.
review.
That's good for IGN.
That's the highest they've ever given. And Wack Stevens also here, aren't you, Wack?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he's sort of half.
Dude, that is a huge glass of water. Are you gonna drink that whole thing? Can I?
Go
Have some?
again.
Oh, fuck.
If he drinks that whole thing, it means he's angry, so we don't want him to drink the whole thing. Oh, he is angry.
Oh wow. Oh
He
wow.
told He told me
let's
once
go. That's my
he's gonna
drinking buddy.
It's a bad idea because it means he's gonna need to piss in about 30
Me
minutes.
too now. I went with him. I wasn't going to let him be alone.
He's gonna.
I drank like almost his
Guys,
entire bottle.
these two
Why
are
do we
gonna be
do that?
Sitting there in their chairs, wiggling around in about 30 minutes when that
You know
passes.
what you're going to be
through.
doing? You're going to die of dehydration before we do.
Probably. I don't drink water, do I?
G Fuel.
Yeah, that's me. Let me have a little swig of G Fuel right now. That's some good
Why'd
G
you
Fuel.
cover the can there, buddy?
What? G Fuel comes in a can. Everyone knows that. Wack told me once that when he's angry, he drinks a whole glass of water, and that makes him
Wait,
calm down.
really?
It's
Yeah.
actually true. Brad is not lying.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I didn't lie for once.
You're shocked you remember that?
Yes. And that he's not lying.
I was in a. I was.
Mixture of two unbelievable things to happen at the same time.
It's impossible. I was in a video with Felix the other day, and I said the phrase. I actually told the truth on Twitch the other day, right? But it sort of seemed really out of context because I cut into it, and I got loads of people messaging me like, "Why did you say that?" Like, why was that the start of the sentence? I actually told the truth on Twitch the other day, and I was like, because I don't ever. Like, I'm constantly just lying, and I love spreading misinformation. I think it's the funniest thing ever, especially on the internet, because everyone takes everything you say as just the complete truth.
Yeah.
You know? So I just lie about everything. I tell people you've got like
think
6
Emma's his
Teslas.
girlfriend? It's
Yeah,
his
no,
sister.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh,
Let's
God.
start
If I found
let's
that
start
out,
that rumor.
that would be real Lannister-esque of me. No, I just lie to people all the time. I tell people that Tiger Wright has actually got legs. He hasn't. He's got 2 squid tentacles down there.
Pseudopods.
Yeah, pseudopods. That's PB's actual ears.
Mhm.
That's what they look like. Wax Steven isn't the most angry person I've ever met. Yeah, we could all.
I can't do that, by the way. Like this is as far as I can go up. I swear to God.
Oh dang it!
Come on, guys.
Punch yourself in the head with your foot.
That's it. This is the hardest I can go up.
You need to start doing that Pilates shit you were telling me you were going to start
I
doing.
know, dude. I know I'm not limber, bro.
It's about being limber. It's about taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
What? I take care of myself. I run.
Running,
missing a
obviously,
toe.
you run.
Should stretch after you run, and that would fix that. Do you stretch before or after you run?
Can all of you, do,
I
Brad, can you freaking put your foot up to your head right now?
I can do it, but I've got a really bad knee, and if I do that, I risk hospitalizing
What the
myself. So I'm not
what?
going to risk it. I can very much
PB,
do that.
you
on
can
my
too?
knee.
Yes, I also can.
What it comes down to, John, is
Really
you need to
easy.
stretch more, and we're trying to have a quick intervention before we start the show because this is what we've actually talked about before you got here.
The important people in chat, can you guys do that too?
The important people in chat.
Yeah, it's not you guys.
No, I don't think
Guys,
there are any
can you do
important
that?
people. I don't see any.
everyone,
I don't see any verified ticks in there. I don't think there's
Everyone?
any important people in there. No verified.
everyone can do that?
Uh,
Am I that messed up?
Everyone can do that, John. Everyone.
It's called out of shape.
Yeah, you're just super out of
I'm
shape.
also-
I
dude.
run
like-
2 miles a day.
Yeah, well, maybe you need to run 3.
Wow.
Maybe you need
I
to
love
run
you.
3.
You
Okay.
can run 2 miles a day, but you can't goddamn hula hoop yourself. That's what I'm talking
He runs
about.
2 miles a day, but it takes him all day.
Yeah.
Because his legs only go this far apart. They're just like, they just do this. Like,
Yeah, he's walking.
Like
As far as
baby
anyone
steps
else
every
is
time.
concerned, he's walking.
I'm shocked. I'm
you know what? He doesn't need to run or do anything. He's got a Tesla.
He's got 6 Teslas.
Yeah.
I can fucking drive while you run.
6 Teslas.
John will literally, he's got them all parked in a straight line, and he will drive to the next one.
Yeah.
Start up, drive to the next one, and that's
You know, Brad, I think this calls for something. I think that you need to lower. Drift's dexterity.
That's a good shout. Let's do that right now.
Stop! Get out of my! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Minus-
Get out!
minus 3 dex
Oh my god, I would die.
for being so undexterous in real life. Okay, well, we've learned something today, haven't we, John?
Yes, we have learned something today. You know what we learned?
That you're the only person on the planet that can't lift their legs up.
Can't lift their leg up to their head. I'm literally amazed when people do that, and now this is like a thing that there was not one person in Twitch chat that was like, "Oh yeah, I can't do that either. We're good."
No,
dude."
yeah,
like
of
everyone was
course
like,
not.
I can't. Oh, that's easy,
Everyone can do that.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm stretching every day, guys. 2 weeks from now, can I do it in 2
I'm
weeks?
gonna start calling you when I wake up, John, and I'm gonna get you on a
Give me a
video
month.
call. We're gonna stretch together.
What Jean-Claude Van
Right,
Damme
John?
movie was it? Where what
down.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie was it? Where they like tied his leg like to a fucking tree, and they like forcibly fucking like
Yeah, what is
jacked his
that?
legs up so he could do the split. Was it Bloodsport?
Bloodsport,
I can't-
I think it's
Kickboxer, one of
Bloodsport.
those
Yeah.
two.
It was like
I mean,
Bloodsport or
He does
Kickboxer.
it in
That's what you gotta
every
do, John.
movie, one way or the other. He always does that like splits thing on 2 chairs or something. There's
Why would
2
he
things.
not? If you
2
can do
things
it.
he does in every movie, and it's that split thing and shows his ass. Why? Why is his naked ass in every movie he's ever in?
Pretty
Does he
good
have a good
ass.
Let's be honest, he's got a good ass. Yeah, that's a dude's got. a good
I'd do
ass.
the same if my ass was on that
Yeah,
level.
every
If I had a
movie.
nice ass, I would wear the tightest fucking.
Every movie, like there's
every
just a subclause in every single one of his things that says I have to have my ass out in this movie or I'm not in it. That's why he wasn't in Predator. He was supposed to be the Predator.
Like Jamie
They
Foxx,
said
who
no.
has to be a good guy. That was in his contract clause for a while.
Wait, was it really?
Yeah, they rewrote a film ending for him so that he was the good guy.
Well, that's
Stupid.
ridiculous. It's like Al
It's so
Pacino.
stupid.
Al Pacino. There always has to be a twist about Al Pacino's character in every movie. There has to be some crazy twist at some point. You know that he
Is that
always.
him though, or is that people writing something and then going, you know, who would be perfect for this? The
Yeah.
guy who's casting
I don't
every.
think it's
I don't
in
know.
Al
Twist.
Pacino clause.
Yeah.
I don't know though. He seems like the type of person who would do that, in my opinion. Because I know him.
Al, you here?
I
Did
think
you
we
go
need.
today?
I think we need Sean Claude Van Damme to
Sean.
make an appearance in
Yeah.
our show.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's younger brother, Sean-Claude Van Damme.
He's a fucking
We
gamer.
could probably
He's
get
like-
him in, yeah.
He
probably-
can't touch
What
his
happened-
head to his.
I just
What
want
could
to
he
real quick
possibly
note
be
that
doing?
this is what happens when you're dyslexic. You just get made fun of, so it's all right.
Yeah,
Let's get back.
yeah, you do. Okay, yeah, you do. Welcome to my stream, bitch. Okay, there will be a character called Sean-Claude Van Damme in this. I fucked it up then. There you go, Sean-Claude. It's slowly changing into a different word. I also am not fluent in English anymore, so don't worry about it. Let's play the game. Today, we're playing a different rule set. We're not playing D&D 5e.
We're playing Numenera?
No, we're playing D&D 5e.
God,
Crush me like that.
Just because
why would you scare me like that? I don't even.
I know.
still don't
You guys are
understand.
gullible. That's what it comes down
it
to.
would
You
equal
just-
parts scare you and make PB super happy.
And then to crush me.
I mean, crush it. You know, it nourishes me
Okay.
because everyone was sad, and then I feel better, and it gets me into the mood of being a DM. I can't remember what happened last week. That's why I keep
Oh,
going
God.
back on what
I
happened.
can. I remember all of it,
All
and
right.
it's not.
Last week, as
I'm
presented
a
by
silly
Tiger
ass
Writer.
Last week on Darkfire, the team had an argument. They split up yet again. And will they get back together? No one knows. But find out next time on Darkfire.
Okay,
Tuesdays,
is that
2
all
p.m.
that
PST.
happened? All right, that'll do then. Okay, let's begin.
Actually, there was a lot more than that. Actually.
There was
Yeah,
so
it was
much more
a
than
lot
that,
more.
but it
That's
was-
why it took me so long to get into
You
it. but
really
if
want me
that's
to
all
go
we're
over,
doing-
Brad?
No, we're done. Let's
Okay.
jump back into it.
Okay.
You guys.
Okay. If you didn't watch last week, well, that's not our problem.
You guys were in we left off. You were in the Guild of Knowledge,
Yes.
Oh,
if you'll recall. Now,
Oh,
who?
that's right. We
who
just had a
is-
serious argument.
Who
Oh,
is-
God. Okay.
Who is in the guild at the moment? It is Drift. Drift is the only person in there, and everyone else left.
no, PB's in
Nope.
there with me.
I
Friends
didn't,
He's in there as
I didn't
well.
leave the Guild of Knowledge, to be fair. I just walked away from them.
Yeah,
Right.
and I went after him.
Okay, so
I went like outside the Guild of like right outside.
So we have two separate things going on. All right, let's have Tiger roll me a D2.
A D2? Me, Brad? Really?
Yeah, please.
I know, God.
I will roll this only for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my boy. You're welcome. A 16 because I didn't roll a D2.
That
because I
is
failed
a
at
D20.
everything.
That's good enough. I'll use it in tens. Let's start with Iridir and 19. So
Not ready.
the half-elf form of Iridir shuffles out into the quiet hallway. Iro, there's no one here except for that one desk gnome, who is called.
So I think I actually
Fimi.
went like just outside the building, but I'm like still on the ground.
Right, yeah, you shuffle past him out the big. There's like
Yeah.
a huge open doorway area with an enormous set of stairs that lead down. There's probably a lot of people actually out here. Well, not a lot of people, but there's probably a handful of other people that are sitting on these steps, sitting and reading. It's got those like big steps. What is that place in Washington D.C. with the big steps where you go to the? Is it like a
The Lincoln
courthouse?
Memorial.
Is that what it is? Where there are big steps and there used to be that cartoon with the little scroll,
The Bill of Rights.
Capitol Hill.
the Bill of Rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just a
I mean,
fool.
there's a bunch of those kinds of buildings. I mean, Lincoln Memorial's got really famous steps with Abe Lincoln sitting in a big chair.
But they're
Uh,
huge, those steps, right? They look ginormous, and I think that this would be similar to that for your mind. Yeah, there's probably a few people sitting around reading their own books a lot, and generally speaking, everybody here looks very similar. They're like scholars and wizards, and almost everybody's carrying 2 or 3 books minimum. And I guess you step outside, and then what do you do? Yeah.
Kind of like pacing in a big circle, like outside. Just taking like deep breaths. I'm like walking around, and I'm just I don't really know what to do. I'm at the point where I lost my temper, and I'm trying to calm down, and I'm walking around, and I'm probably thinking too much in my own head. And I've got my hands stuffed in my pockets, and I'm just walking around like in a big circle, trying to ignore anybody that might be out there, like looking at me or whatever.
Let's see if anyone is interested in you. See who's out here, actually, because I do need to make 2 dice rolls anyway. One that I forgot about, and this one to see if anyone sees you. Pretty much no one seems to give a shit about you.
I do. Sorry.
No one's like, there's no one like sitting there staring at him. There's no one coming up to him to ask him what he's doing or anything like that. I think a few minutes probably pass as you walk around, maybe begin to calm down before the large form of 19 appears nearby. I think 19, you were going after him, or you were going out to do something else?
I was going out for him.
Yeah, then I imagine you'll probably quite easily find him. He's out in the relatively obvious opening at the top of these stairs, so you can probably head over and find him pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. The first thing that I do when I see him is I just fold my arms and look at him, and then I just kind of sit there and just kind of start relaxing. I don't really do anything. I just kind of let him be for the first couple minutes I'm out there. I let him come to me is the best way to put it. Yes.
Very well. Eero, 19's there quietly with you as well.
I walk over. So, what do you think about all of this?
You know, if I'm being honest, a whole hell of a lot has happened to me in the last couple of days.
That it has. It's been
Well,
rough.
it's kind of adding shit on top of shit, if you want honesty.
I've no doubt it's been rough on you. Suffered a loss, a betrayal.
I would say the way I feel about it is close to how Drift feels about it. We are stuck together, but what I fear is that we're now stuck with a very stubborn person that likely isn't going to change. That probably is not going to change their attitude towards any of the situation from what I've gathered. But I'm not always sure if that's a bad thing, but in this circumstance it is. I feel like it's good to have those people around on occasion, but usually when you're getting along with those people. I think you're right. I also think that we agree on some things with her. I think Drift is confused because he's naive and young. And I think that if I were to bring that up, the same thing would be said to me because I've only been alive, quote unquote, for just a few months now. But for some reason, it can't get through to Rin's head that just because I've only been around, what's the word? Logically able to control my thoughts as much, that I'm just an idiot, which is not the case, obviously. So I don't really know where I sit with it anymore. I know that she's put us in a bad position, I know that you're upset. I think Drift is confused, and I just think that I'm ready to move on.
When we first arrived in this city, I was marveled by all of the sights and the sounds and the smells. I've never seen anything like it. And now when I look around, I see all of the dirt, the grime. I smell the foulness coming off of the river. I smell the filth in the streets. This place has a way of sort of showing a false facade. I don't think I'd mind leaving.
I think that is what we should be doing. Because it's obvious we're not safe here. It's obvious that everything that's happened is apparently set in stone.
I worry sometimes.
About what?
About the things that Rin says about me.
What do you mean?
And I worry if she's right.
About what things do you speak of?
Well, she's called me a hypocrite. Called me a liar. Manipulator.
Are you?
Sometimes, I suppose.
Aren't we all sometimes?
I don't know at what point it defines you.
I think if you're using the word sometimes to it, it's probably not as bad as you think. When you think about it, do you think it's a sometimes or a most of the time?
I don't know.
Maybe you're just feeling bad for blowing up.
Probably.
Most likely.
She has a way of getting under my skin.
There's a way of getting under my metal, I think. Yes?
Perhaps she's right. Perhaps I haven't been as forward as I should be. Well, your past isn't really... You don't have an extensive variety of things that have really happened to you that you're at least aware of. Drift is rather young, and she has lived a very difficult life, as we've learned. I haven't really spoken much about what's happened to me, and I suppose it's not really fair.
I'm not quite sure if fair has anything to do with this scenario that we're in, though, if I may be forward.
What do you mean?
Because I don't know my past doesn't mean I probably didn't do terrible things, correct? I'm sure I've killed innocent people.
I'm not sure.
Neither am I, yet. But I might find that out sometime. Regardless of any of our past, it doesn't hold any will to what we need to be doing in the future, especially at this point in time. We can think about how bad we could feel for each other. We can think about the things we've done in the past, or we can move forward, as I think that we should be. You being out here and getting down on yourself because you finally lost your temper with her, I don't think that you should think that you're in the wrong because of that. I think what you should think is that these circumstances are going to happen, regardless of what our pasts are. Regardless, none of us are the same people. Drift, as you said, is a young, as almost naive child. Rin has had her past life that she has going on. You do, and so do I. We all do. But we're all here now. We're all in this situation together. We're also all in a position where we're in, well, you know. What does thinking about the past, outside of just being able to relate better, really do for any of us right now? It doesn't do anything. Or at least that's how I feel. If that makes sense to you.
In a way, it matters very much to me.
That's why.
I'm broken. Something is missing. I've lost something. Something very important to me. And I don't know what it is. But I know it's important.
But you're unsure of what it is you've lost?
I'm not sure. But I know when I play my lute, it always feels like a word stuck on the end of your tongue. It feels like it's right there. I can't grab it. Tried so hard.
"19 comes down to Eero's half level. Like face to face with him, like on a knee. I'm listening.
Do you know what the Fae Glen is?
Come again with the word you spoke?
The Fae Glen.
The Fae Glen.
No.
History check.
The Fae Glen.
You can give me a history check.
I would like to do that real quick. I don't think I would. 15.
All you know about it is that it is up here. It is north of where you guys are. The location is you guys are in Rosegard. If you were to travel northeast towards the area that you know, and the only reason you really know this place is because you have, if you'll recall, memory of a place called Gill Harbor.
Yep.
There is a big forest below that called the Fae Glen. A lot of people say it's haunted. That's about it. I don't think you probably know too much more than that, even on a 15.
Well, the only time I remember the Fae Glen was when a very large portion of us as Warforged marched past it through the East Plains to get to Gill Harbor. That was quite a long time ago. As you say it, I remember a brief moment of looking over through the forest. You couldn't see deep into it. It got very dark. That's really my only memory of it. Why do you bring this up?
The Fae Glen is a... Well, you can't really get there by normal means. People are lost. People talk about it in stories and such, but for all intents and purposes, most people know it as a place where monsters and creatures and wondrous things beyond them would happen. I was raised there.
You were raised there.
I've only recently found out that I wasn't born there.
How is that recent? How recent are you speaking?
Well, a little while. I don't know, a few weeks maybe. It's hard to really grasp the concept of time in the Fae Glen.
So, if I may,
Yes.
you feel lost because you feel lost. And finding out, regardless of how soon it was, that this is not where you were born, that'd make you feel lost.
No. No, it's like something very important to me is missing. I can't remember it.
I can relate and sympathize with that thought process.
I'm afraid I may have done this to myself.
The feeling of being lost, or what?
I don't know. When the creatures and the people of the Fae Glen, it doesn't work like it works here. They don't have money. They barter, but it is for other things, important things. Things that you would never consider important. I suppose people here. Information.
Stories?
Yes. A lot of stories.
19 extends a hand out onto Eero's shoulder. I don't quite like seeing you like this. But
I don't like feeling like this.
I don't think anybody would. I may not know all about you. I may not know what you've done in the past. But out of the majority of people I have met in my days to come, in my days I've been alive, you have a good soul. And you're not alone. I am consistently lost in what I'm supposed to be, who I should be. I'm continuously, every day, finding out new ways to feel lost, if you will. I promise you, hero, since we are stuck together, regardless of what people might think, we're lost together too. And I will help you as much as I can find yourself and find what it is you're looking for. I pledge that to you.
Thank you, 19.
I share your feelings.
You're a good friend. Thank you. Just pat him on the shoulder.
As you touch his shoulder, give me an Arcana check.
10.
You have a feeling of deja vu. It's about
You
it.
all right?
It's a very strong feeling of deja vu.
What are you looking at?
This.
Why are you staring off?
It's nothing. It's just. I feel like I've remembered this before.
Well, good. I hope that you took what I said as serious. I mean it, hero. I'm with you. You, whether you think so or not, you're the only person in this group that I feel like has had a level head outside of myself. Drift tried to kill us. We're in a weird position, if you know what I mean. I trust you quite a bit, hero.
Just
And I'd
trying
like to
get
trust the
by.
other two.
I said I'm just trying to get by. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's all I'm trying to do, too. Do you feel any better?
Yes. Thank you.
You don't need to thank me. I came out here because I care. And I think that you exploding like that is a good thing. Sometimes, regardless of how stubborn it is to someone, they need to hear it from more than just a stupid robot, apparently. Maybe someone else that has skin and has more feelings and understands more than someone as myself.
You're a lot more than that, 19.
Well, I know. It's getting other people to feel that way. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that I'd like to tell you about something.
Tell me about something.
He kind of...
If it's a
Stand.
cult.
What did you say?
If it's a cult.
Oh, we'll talk about that another day. Anyways,
He slides closer to Eero, like shoulder to shoulder.
What do you
looking
mean
off-
talk about it another day?
Looking off the other way that he's looking.
I'm just kidding. I can joke sometimes, too.
Very funny.
Well, what I'm about to tell you, well, I could... Oh, no. What if it is a cult? You remember Heavy, the other Warforged?
Yes.
And he kind of starts talking quiet.
Artemis?
Yes, he's bigger than me. That was quite impressive. You know how I was telling you and told everybody that we should go south. You know what I'm speaking of? To the, what was that place called?
What are you talking about?
Hill Harbor, right?
Ah, yes, the harbor down south.
In the south, it's called Sandfoot. In the north, it's Gill Harbor.
Sandford. You know what I'm speaking of? The port city.
Do I know of it?
I don't know why you would. Really, I don't. Have you done any extensive like looking at maps and stuff ever?
I don't think so.
I don't see why you would really recall this then.
Well-
No, I've never heard of it.
To the south, there's a harbor city that could take us farther south to another island. I've come to find out from Heavy that on that island is a village of my people.
A village of your
Yes.
Oh.
Warforged.
Oh.
I'm not to speak about it, though,
Then why are you speaking to me about it?
because I trust you.
Oh.
But I also can tell you that what doesn't make any sense is that I can't speak about it, but yet the only things allowed there are Warforged. You couldn't come with me even if I went there.
All right.
I don't understand that either. Apparently, it's an entire city of enlightened Warforged like myself. The reason I think we should go south is because I think it's important that at some point in time I go there. But I don't know if that's me just wanting to go there because it sounds interesting, because of who I am, and it's a group of people that can potentially relate with me, or if I just want to go there to see it. If that makes any sense. I don't need my own people, is what I'm saying.
Well, maybe you might feel like going there in the future. You shouldn't discount it. I mean, regardless, 19, I'll support whatever it is you want to do.
I think if we end up down in that area, it would be good for me to take a break and figure out where it's at. I know where it's at. I've been told it's up here. But if we're down there, it might be good for me to go. But pressing matters, I think, are more important. So I bring this up because the only reason I think we should go to the port is because I would like to go there. But I don't want to put that in front of the things that we need to get done. Because if we're being real with each other, I don't know if we know if he is watching us.
By he, you mean?
Big fiery piece of shit.
All right. Well,
If he is, he's probably upset with me for saying that, but I don't mean it in a cruel way. He brought me back to life, I suppose. Killed me.
according to Rin, he brought all of us back, really.
Yes, I almost said that in the conversation with Rin, and then I realized that wasn't important.
Well,
What do you think we should do? If you were the leader of this group and you were to make a decision of where we should go and what our next step would be, considering the things that we're supposed to be dealing with, what would you do? Also, we should go back in soon.
if I was the leader of this group, I know what I don't want to do, and I know what might be our best option, unfortunately.
And what is that?
probably returning to the Fae Glen.
What do you think? All of us?
I know that I don't want to go.
Why do you think we need to go there? Is it for the same reasons I think I should go to
No,
my people?
no. Part of the information that Rin gave us suggested that it would be an opportunity to proceed.
Proceed?
Yes, along the path that we have found ourselves upon.
Well, he stands up, looks down at Hero. Well, it seems most of us are just lost people in a world where we don't really get much choice of what we want to do with ourselves right now. And the sooner we deal with the things that we need to deal with because we're being forced to deal with them, the sooner we can help each other find each other. You disagree? Maybe we should go there if that's what your gut is telling you. I don't quite have a gut.
I'm afraid my gut is telling me to run as far away from there as possible.
But yet you want to go?
I don't want to go. You asked me if I was the leader where we should go.
It's a dangerous hero.
Yes, very.
He hits his leg, makes a huge sound. As he hits his leg where the indentation is in his hip, and he puts his hand there.
Right.
You scared? Come on, hero. We've got drift.
Not scared. No. Not scared. Do you know how my first instinct when we get into a fight is to run? There's a reason for that, all right?
Yes, you're puny. You're a little boy. You're a little man, hero. Let's be honest. You sing. You can do things, but you sing. I don't blame you for being scared. We all weren't built like me. Huge, clunky, obnoxiously strong. I understand that. But you're not weak. You're strong.
He taps his head.
Stronger than you think.
I did what I had to do to survive, and
Hence why I trust you. Because you use this, where I use this.
And he grabs that like curved greatsword, spins it like 3 times in his hand, and it hits it and lands it and digs it into the dirt.
There is no dirt. It's a stone. It like
King hits it into the concrete.
Yeah.
Looks at you, bro.
Like a rock.
Hero, I told you that I pledged myself to help you find yourself, and I'm going to try to find myself in the process of doing it. But also, I want you to know that you are smarter than me, and I know that. But it's also one of the reasons I trust you. But also remember that I will always be in the front of you when danger comes.
Spins the sword again, puts it back behind his back.
You may be small and a little frightened at times, but you're brilliant. You use your head better than anybody in this group. We need you. What I suggest we do at this point is, before we go anywhere, that we squander and squash all these squabbles. What's going on with this entire group? Whether it's being pissed because we're being destroyed by certain outsourced things, or if it's because I had to deal with the betrayal of a man that I will own the head of someday. None of that really matters. You and I both know that. What matters is we get everybody together on the same page, so we can stop squabbling about things that don't matter, like stressing out about people, things, everything chasing us, doing these things, worrying about what the future will hold for us. We don't really get to have a future anymore. You realize that, right?
least not right now.
Don't like the idea that someone else controls my future.
Years, my boy. That's how my life was for years. Yet again, it's back.
All right, well, perhaps we should go back.
Perhaps. Are you ready?
I'm ready, my friend.
As soon as he says I'm ready, he fucking picks him up like a baby, puts him in his arms, and kicks the door open. Like, not hard, but just kind of like you know how, like, if you have to open a door, like, with your hands
This is very
are full?
embarrassing. Why are you doing this?
I'll get over it in a couple of seconds. Come on. And then I walk in with him.
Why are you taking me this way?
First of all, give me an athletics check. Second of all, there is no door to kick open. It's just like a big open fucking thing.
Arch.
Archway.
He still does the kick motion, pretending.
There was a door there.
13? I'll give you it. But it's not as pretty as you think it is. He's a fully grown man.
You gained some weight overnight, you
pick him
fat
up.
ass.
You pick him up. He's a fully grown
We
man.
haven't.
It's not bad. You can do it. You pick him up.
What did you eat?
It's
What
fun.
did
Please
you
put me
eat?
down.
You walk
I don't
over
like
the. You
this.
walk over
I'm
the
very
threshold with
uncomfortable.
him. And
I don't
head,
like being picked up.
and head back
Put him back down.
inside.
Come on, let's go.
Towards
I pat him on the
uh,
ass with my huge Warforged hand and get in there. Come on.
Towards the back of the room. There's a door that leads onto the hallway with all the various rooms that are
That is a precious commodity. Watch what you're doing.
separate. Behind you on the steps, a half drow lowers her hood and closes the book that she was reading and turns around, sort of contemplating pensively as you walk away. She stands up and takes a moment as you guys walk in to maneuver herself around and starts heading towards the doorway. I was rolling against your passive perceptions, of which 19 almost spotted her on the last one, but she has a +5 to stealth. Sideswipe and going back in time, around the time that 19 gets up and leaves, I think Rin and Drift had a very short. Are you okay? What's happening to you?
I'm having a heart attack.
That was loud, and I was just checking levels. That's all.
Oh, okay. You two had a very short discussion about how if the group that you belonged to should encounter Drift in any way and inquire about him joining, then he should answer with yes. And I think we can jump back to that point. What are you two doing at the moment? Scholar Giddy, the gnome, is outside as well.
But the door's closed.
But the
He's
door is
just like
closed.
outside. Oh, okay. All right.
What are you two doing?
I think I'm just staring at her and like very cautious, because also what you didn't say is how she just threw a fucking
Yeah, I did. I threw a huge fit.
a huge fit.
Yeah, I started throwing like books and everything around.
So I'm still like very cautious. She also called me out on everything that I've done, so I'm just like sort of staring and waiting to see what move she makes.
Very well. Are you making any moves? I mean, you guys can sit in
Yeah,
silence.
I'm gonna try to take my bracer off.
Oh,
I feel like
damn.
it's pointless, but I'm gonna try to take it off.
Okay.
But I'm not like just trying to take it. I'm like angrily like grabbing at it and just, it's
Yeah.
fruitless, but I feel like it's what I would do.
This thing, and you would know this by now, is completely flush with your skin.
Okay.
Unnaturally so. It doesn't feel like it would feel, I imagine, like if we were to get the most like mold a piece of metal around your skin and just super glue it there is how it feels as you're pulling against this thing. It just feels like it doesn't feel like you feel anything
I'm like
touching it,
using the table to try to like pry it off, and
yeah,
nothing's
and
happening.
it just continually it's fused to your skin, essentially, is how it feels. Like you feel like maybe you might be able to, if you really wrench it off, but you for sure would do like untold damage to your arm.
Okay.
And that's just from feeling it, like you don't know really.
Okay. So I probably aggressively do that in a like fit of rage for a bit.
Give
for
me
a
an
couple of
athletics check.
Okay, all right. How badly do I hurt myself? Pretty badly. That's
Pretty
a 16.
badly. Roll me a d4.
Oh, okay.
One. Give me a medicine check as well.
Okay. 16?
So it's you're like wrenching at this thing. You're hitting it on the table. You're pulling at it. You start to go a little crazy to the point where you can feel this thing. There's pain inside. Like I don't know if you've had a cast on your arm, but like probably it's something like that where you can't quite locate where the exact pain is, but it feels deep enough in your arm that you're pretty convinced that this is doing damage, like not to just the surface, like the skin, but like some of the muscle and tendons inside. Like this thing is so fused to your arm that it may run all the way down through the flesh in some way. And you can feel it like deeper in your arm than just like as if it would feel like you were pulling at the skin on top. You'll do 1 damage to yourself in doing it, but the medicine check is that you're pretty sure that this thing it might be sort of attached, secured into the flesh in some way, maybe all the way down into the bone. This thing is in your arm.
Okay.
When it appeared on your arm, it didn't feel like that, but you're moving this thing around like crazy now, and it's like you can feel it digging around in the flesh in your arm, and it hurts.
Okay, stop, Bryn, stop. What do you do? Stop. I run over to her and I like take her arm and I don't know what to do with it, but I just hold it and make her stop.
Sure.
It's okay.
No blood runs out or anything like that.
It's okay. All right? These aren't going to be on forever. Enjoy it while you can. They're nice.
I'm gonna put my arm around you then. I'll protect you as best I can.
You don't need to protect me. I'll protect you. You're about to rip off your arm.
Yeah. Well, it was worth a shot.
No, it's not worth a shot. We gotta. I mean, the cool thing is we really can't leave each other until we do this. So it doesn't matter how mad we are at each other. These are staying on.
What are you gonna ask for?
Excuse me?
What are you going to ask for?
Oh, once this is over with?
Mm-hmm.
Always wanted a dog. You know, just like a best friend dog who just doesn't leave your side ever.
Oh, Drift. Yeah, that's certainly something to ask for.
Maybe I could ask for a talking dog.
I mean, you could ask for a talking dog. You could ask for whatever you want.
Yeah, I could have a talking dog. What about a fighting talking dog?
You could probably get a talking, fighting, flying dog.
Because then he'd never leave me and he'd be my sidekick and then we could take on anything in the world. Right?
That's a good thing to ask for.
What are you going to ask for?
Freedom, probably.
Freedom from your thing?
Yeah.
Can I ask a weird question?
Sure. I might not answer it, but you can ask.
How many people are a part of this?
Oh, a lot. I don't even know the number. I wouldn't even be able to answer that question. But it's a lot. All over. They're vast reaching. Cancerous almost.
What's the name?
I really
in case
don't.
I hear anything about it.
You won't. They use different names, and we're not even allowed to say the actual name out loud. So you probably won't hear it, but they go by Night Stalkers in this town.
Okay. All right. And what if we just kill him?
Oh, we can't. I mean, there's too many. We probably can't do that. That would be.
Yeah.
No, it's too much.
How many do you think?
A lot. And they're very powerful. They use magic. Believe me, I've thought about all of this. It's impossible. The only thing to do is run and hide. Like
Okay.
a dog.
So listen, let's get the rest of our group and we'll go. We'll go somewhere far away from here. I guess.
I just don't really see a way out of this. And now I feel badly because you're all in it now too.
Don't feel bad. We put ourselves in this position.
Not really. I did pull you through the door.
We were gonna die if you didn't pull us through the door. You think death would be better than this?
Yes. Yes, I do.
No, you're wrong. If I were to die when my entire family died, then I wouldn't have met you, okay? And I wouldn't have met 19 and Iro and my sensei and all the people that I've met who I've, I don't know, really grown to love. So if you didn't pull me through that door, I'd be dead and I wouldn't know you and I wouldn't know anyone and I'd be gone. Because when you die, you're gone. Nothing else. You're dead. Please don't say that.
I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't have said that. While we're alive, there's still hope, I guess. Or at least that's probably what Iro would say. Sorry, I'm still upset a little.
I say we get the group.
Okay.
And say we go.
Let me pick up the mess I made first. Put all my books back.
I'll see if I can find them. And I'm gonna open the door and just look for 19 and Iro and just see if we can all come together for just to get back to it.
I will pick up the mess and put my books back, except for the last one that I haven't read yet.
Okay, so well,
I'd like to read that while I wait for them.
You brought 8 books with you in your own bag, and there were some other books that were that belong to the guild. You leave the ones that belong to the guild here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then but you're leaving 7 apart from 1, or you're bringing the 8.
I'm bringing all of my books with me, but I'm reading one, the last one that I haven't read yet. I'd like to read it while I wait for Drift to go find them and bring them back. I've assumed.
I'm trying to bring them back to that room.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, we haven't done anything.
Yeah, so Drift, you open the door. Scholar Giddy is walking down the hall towards the door that you open up, and as you sort of step out, he says,
"Oh, hello there. Are you finished? Is there anything I can get you?"
No, we're actually still reading. A lot of knowledge in these books, you know?
Indeed, there are many books here. Perhaps I can find some others for you.
Yeah, we'll definitely let you know. Have you seen 19 or Iro? Have you seen them?
Are on the steps of the entranceway here. Perhaps I can take you to.
and as he turns around, the door opens, and 19 is not carrying. No, he's not carrying Iro. The 19, the huge form of 19 opens the door and ducks down a little under the doorway and walks in. Behind him is Iro Deer. He says,
Oh, there you go. It seems I have the powers of summoning.
Wow, that's impressive.
Hello, Mr. 19, Miss Iridir.
Oh, there. Hey, Drift, come here for a second, would you?
Yeah, I was actually just looking for you guys. I run over to him.
I would like to say that I meet him halfway, and as we walk to the door to go in, Eero, if you go in, Eero, do you go into the door?
I'm a bit hesitant.
But do you go in?
Yeah, probably.
As soon as he goes in, I shut the door and I turn around and I block the door and Drift's right in front of me, I would assume. And I go, we're going to let the adults talk for a minute real quick. I think it's best that we stay out here and let them, ease the tension. Know what I mean, Drift? We had a really nice long talk out there real fast. I think it'd be important if they have a quick conversation with each other. Mom and dad.
This is either the best idea you've ever had or the worst.
The worst idea.
We say that at the same time and it'll just cut into them.
Cuts over to the other room. Eero hesitantly steps through the doorway and the door boom closes behind him. And the form of Rin is sat there reading the 8th book of the 8 books that you were given. The information you need, Ms. Pumpkinberry, is in our Discord. Anyway, I put it in there last week. Number 8, the Grand Aeon Seal by Remenon Cheba. And pretty much all the information that is relevant is there. So you were told some of it by Scholar Giddy, and you can have picked up the rest yourself if you just scroll up a little bit. However, Iridor.
No, the Iridor was just closed.
Yeah, it's the whole. You see, Tiger, I can't speak either. Don't worry.
So
I compressed the words into the sentence. Iridor.
we know what happened.
What do you want to do?
So I hear the door and I jump a little bit as it slams behind me, and then I really slowly turn my head towards the door.
Is it just no one else is?
If what I think just happened, it's probably just us.
Why?
Because 19 had a plan.
That he doesn't want to tell us about?
I don't think it's a complicated plan.
Oh, all right.
I think he means for us to talk.
Oh, well, haven't we done enough of that already?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Gonna walk over to the table. Sit as far away from her as I can. I feel like every noise is 10 times louder in this place too. I move the chair. It's like so. Oh.
Is everybody muted?
I muted you for a second there. I'm sorry.
So.
I love you, Brad. Fucking roll your eyes.
I'm not sure what more you want me to say, Eero. I know you don't trust me. I know that nothing that I can say can change that. So
I got angry and I apologize. you remind me of some people that I used to know. And it's difficult for me sometimes because these people pretended to be my friends. And while we have not known each other for very long, I like to consider you a friend. And it brings up some very difficult thoughts for me to process. A lot of your past has been thrust out into the open. And I know that's not necessarily fair. Everyone deserves their privacy. Don't think I'm really doing this right.
Go
Look,
on. I'm listening.
Do you know anything about the Fae Glen?
No. Just that it's referenced in the book I'm reading.
It is a very dangerous place for many reasons. There are creatures and things there that would turn your stomach and make you go mad. There are people there that have the most beautiful appearance that you may have ever seen. But what lies behind that facade might even be worse. I grew up there. I only recently found out that when I was young, my parents they traded me. They traded me away in some sort of bargain. And I don't even know why. I don't remember anything about them. But I lived my life in the Fae Glen. People that would double-cross you as second nature. Trade information, and they would make bargains callously for things that people here wouldn't think much of or think the world of. Much like my parents. I think I may have done the same. But it's something up here. I don't know what. I can't remember. I am broken. Something important I know that. When I found out about my parents, I left the Fae Glen. I don't even really know how. It's a place where you can get lost for forever. I came here. I've been trying to find any information that I could.
That's what they meant at the library when they said they'd seen you before.
Yes.
Did you find anything?
I think so.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know. They traded me away so easily. I don't know why they'd want to see me anymore. If I even do find them.
You don't know that. You don't know that it was easy, I mean. It could have been the hardest decision they've ever made. You don't know that.
Regardless, it happened. And my life has always felt like a series of running from one place to another. In the arms of who would ever take me. I'm lucky that I make friends easily, I suppose. But I've seen things. I've seen horrible things. Things that no child should ever have to see.
I'm going to reach out across the table with my hands that probably looks super fucked up, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And I'm going to just put it on the table, like close to where you are. I don't know if you put your hands on the table, so I don't know if I can take your hand or not. Do you have your hands out on the table, or is it just like me putting my hand in front of you?
So if you extend your hand outwards towards me, probably going to look at it for a while and then kind of like look at you.
You don't need to take it.
Can I roll an insight check?
I don't see why not.
Because I'm trying to read her right now.
Okay.
This is up
14.
to you, PB.
Yep.
How you want to roll?
Am I able to judge what's going on kind of?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Expressions right now?
Yep.
What do I see?
Empathy and sympathy. This is really hard for me to say. But I can relate. I too was traded when I was young. I've spent my whole life in my own version of the Fae Glen. The only difference is I can't leave. I know I've been very secretive. But it's only because of how scary my Fae Glen is. I don't want you to be trapped in there. I don't want 19 or Drift to be trapped in there. I don't know who my parents are. And I don't know why they traded me. But thinking about why they did it or what it means or how it affects us has never really helped me. They don't know who you are. And we don't know why they did it or if it was hard or if it was easy. And wondering isn't going to do us any good. I'm sorry too. But everything I did was to my best efforts at keeping you all safe. And I'll pull my hand back.
Going to quickly reach out my hand and grab hers. I'm going to pull her up from the table. And I'm going to embrace her.
I'm gonna cry.
Let's figure this out together.
All right. I squeeze a little.
And that's where we're going to our break this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Oh
Finally,
my God.
finally,
Fuck.
some
I put mom and dad in a room to make up and end up almost making out. I see.
perhaps. There we have it. Some progress has been made. The group are finally making bridges, and just in time. Let me tell you. Thanks for joining us.
God.
We have a second half coming up after the break. I'd like to remind everybody that we have a brand new show tomorrow. It is called Nocturne, and
Oh my God.
yes, sorry, but I have to say
All right.
it.
Yeah.
Ooh, say it again, Nocturne. Ooh, say it again. Nocturne. Nocturne is on tomorrow. It is GM'd by Pumpkinberry. Do you want to tell everyone anything about it? Do you want to hype it up yourself? Because I don't want to fucking ruin anything, because I will.
No, I don't really want to say
in the
anything
first
yet.
episode, the
No.
town explodes.
Ooh-wee.
Ah, dude, you ruined it.
No,
Okay,
but
I'll
you can
tell
play
what,
the
I'll just
trailer
run
if you
that.
wanted while we're on break.
I'll run the trailer on break. Thank you very much for hanging out. And yeah, screw it. Here's the Nocturne trailer. We'll see you
Before you go, I
in a
could
few
say
minutes.
Nocturne means a short composition of a romantic or dreamy character suggestive of night, typically for piano. It's also a picture of a night scene. So
Also,
that-
did you hear about the USA Today, what they wrote about it, John?
Oh.
Oh my God.
oh,
You
dude,
didn't see that shit?
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen
Oh,
it.
man, USA Today said it was literally one of the best improv D&D shows on the internet.
They said it was
Whoa.
You guys
Oh.
are too nice to me.
the second best one.
You have to
After
stop
guess
or I
what?
really will cry. Stop being nice to me.
Okay, see you after the break.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
I'm in the apartment, the stuff's all on the floor, everybody's gone. I think something went wrong. Something went really wrong.
Let me help you. Welcome to the darkness, my friend. Your eyes will adjust in time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the stream. I'm not gonna talk about what we were talking about. It was about Tiger Ryan. Let's just say it was about
There's
Tiger
5 of
Ryan.
them.
5 of them. Whoopsh. Welcome back to the stream. So I think probably Iro and Rin opened the door, and 19 and Drift are maybe like casually leant up against the wall somewhere. The scholar Giddy is not there. He is not allowed to stand around for too long, so he probably would be in and out, checking on you every now and then. But at the moment, he has gone back out to continue with whatever duties he has and left you there. So the door opens and these two step out halfway through a conversation between 19 and Drift.
Oh.
Yeah, Dad said sometimes you just have to give people time, you know. It's just, you're young, I remember John and his wife would get at it every now and again. Well, not wife, but like his girlfriend or whatever she was.
19, I said I was okay with it.
Oh, I know. I just bring up conversation while we stand here. And, hey, by the way, how are your toes feeling?
My what?
Your toes.
My toes?
Yes.
I don't know. They're feeling pretty good.
Did we want any of the books from here, or can I just close this door? Didn't you want to? Did anybody want to take?
Oh, hey.
Iridir and Rin are walking out from the doorway, buttoning up their shirts.
Yes. Are you guys? Are we okay? Is everything?
I gotta buy my book. That's right. I gotta buy my book. That's right. I gotta buy my book. And I start walking over to the thingy where I can buy the book.
Okay, yeah, you walk out into the main foyer.
Yeah.
Foyer.
Well, no one's dead, if that's what you mean. I think we're fine.
I go over to my books that he had taken out for me. I don't want to buy them, but I don't want to be here much longer. And I can't read really well, so I think I have to buy them. How much were they?
They're not much.
I have this weird feeling that you already bought it. Did you not hand over the gold to Scholar Giddy for the one book?
But I don't think
If you want to say that, I'll take a free book.
Like,
No.
I think Iro gave the money over. I want to say that he gave the money over for the one book.
I gave the money over for the
Warforged book.
No, for getting the for them to get the information for us.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I didn't pay
so,
for it.
so Scholar Giddy gave you, let me see, what was it? It was 7 gold, right? 7 gold for the one
notes.
book. Let me see where I fucking wrote down which book it was. This was, okay, so, yeah.
I think I gave them 10 gold.
I'm pretty sure you paid for it, but there we go, yeah, you paid for it. You,
Yes!
I don't...
50 gold.
I don't care enough. I don't care. To stand here for the rest of the session. Yeah, you walk out 19 and dum over to the main desk where there's desk gnome Femi, who's the bespeckled little gnome who sits at the front desk and looks up at you as you approach.
Yes, sir. How can I help you today?
The book I bought, it was paid for. Can I have my book, please?
Oh, yes, you
Oh,
may.
thanks for all your time, by the way,
Of
little one.
course. Yes, it turns out we have 1,000 copies of this book, so it is very cheap.
He reaches below the desk and hands it
19's
over.
gonna be holding the book like this little tiny book.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big book because it was written by a Warforged, and he hands it over to you, and it is the author is a Warforged known as Vinegar, and the book is known as The War of Yesterday, and that is the book you have. Please add it to your sheet somewhere.
All right. Thank you, by the way.
Yes, you are welcome, sir. Is there anything else that I can help you with today?
Well, since you're asking.
Peers over at the whole group, standing a little ways away from him. Leans in, bends over like he's touching his toes and comes all the way down to the gnome's ear. Do you have any books on love?
Books on love. I can research the subject for you, yes.
No. I need just the first book that comes to your mind that you have close that I could give you, I could pay for. It's about love. Anything. As long as it's about what love is, what love has to do with it, all of those kinds of things.
Roll me a d20. He says,
I was unaware that your kind were interested in those types of book. Those are a little lowbrow for the Guild of Knowledge. Perhaps you can find a backstreet vendor for one of these. I understand that they are available elsewhere.
Do you know of any books I should read if you've read? Is it about love?
give me a persuasion check.
I think 17.
He says,
Okay, listen.
he scribbles down a word, folds up a piece of paper and hands it to you.
This.
On it says, the Noma Sutra.
Oh my god!
Think I can find this? I can find this at a backstreet vendor, you think?
He says,
It is how I learned everything I know, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
I bend up real quick. Nope. I'm grateful for your time, and
Indeed, very well. Thank you very much. Good day to you,
Yes,
sir.
good day to
Very
you.
well.
Can you go ahead and I'm gonna put that in my
it's in there.
my item sheet. I'm just saying that's going in my items.
You have a piece of paper that says Noma Sutra on it, yeah. But you do have an actual book called The War of Yesterday by Vinegar. And they're in the Roll20. You can copy them. The rest of you walk over and 19 is striding away from the front desk. Where do you go? What do you do? What do you want to do?
So what books were bought? Just 19s, right?
19 bought a book, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring my books back. Even though I didn't really get a chance to read them or anything, I just don't have time.
You don't want to keep those, Drift?
It would take me hours, days, months to read these. So the summary he gave was good enough.
Are you sure? I wouldn't mind reading it in the hours that you're sleeping. Or you.
I mean, if it interests you at all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, hand them over.
Okay, so I give her the 2 books.
Okay, and then I'll take those to the counter. I'd like to buy these books, please.
What 2 books was it?
It was the one on. Hold on, I have it in my notes.
I don't know why I don't have it in my notes. I'm sure I wrote it down as well.
Company
The
of
one about the
Masks.
Company of Masks.
There's one about the Company of Masks and... Oh, wait, hang on. I know where it
I'm
was.
trying to think what the second one was.
There it is. I wrote it down with words. Wow.
Was it about the
Haven't done that in years.
Darkfire?
I forgot what a pencil was.
I was like looking through my notes. Like, I'm sure I made loads of notes on this. Yeah. So there was one on the Company of Masks. There was a book on the Rune of Nightstorm. There were 2 books
Yes.
by the Warforged. And Giddy offered to look into the Purple Fire.
Yeah,
phrase.
Purple Fire. I'm waiting for that. Did he ever come back with that?
I think that's what he's doing now. That's what I'm
Cool.
having him do.
Oh, okay.
He's doing it very slowly. Yeah, so you have a book on the Company of Mars and a book that I think actually the book on the Rune of Nightstorm is the same book. He brought out the same book as you already have in your possession.
Yeah.
Book number 8. There's 2
Yep.
copies. You had one, and he put another one on the desk. One was damaged. One was like old, and there was lots of pages torn out. The one that was in the Guild of Knowledge, and the one that you have has a lot more of those pages, but looks to be even more damaged. Specifically, it looks water damaged.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we'll buy this one. And I'm
You
gonna
don't want
hand
the other one?
well,
You
if,
don't want both of them, or just the one, or?
I mean, they didn't bring the other one yet.
Oh.
Do you know if they're still looking?
You have requested for Scholar Gilly to look into the book. I would assume that he is looking into it now. You may come back later on.
Okay. Yeah,
This
yeah.
book is roll me a D100.
$48.
This is quite expensive. This is a new book. Some of the information in it is sporadic on the military movements. This will be 48 gold pieces, please.
Yeah. I actually, for the first time, pull out from my bag 48 gold pieces from and I hand it over. And then I thank Rin for buying me the book.
Oh.
Thank you. I wouldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll read it for you, and I'll.
Is there anything else that I can help you with today?
No, I think that's it.
Very well. Thank you very much for stopping by. You can come back later on, and we will see if we have any more information on whatever you have asked Scholar Gilly to look into.
I'll definitely be back.
Very well. Good day.
Yay.
Really, goodbye.
And you head
Start to head out. Yeah.
Sure. Where
Okay.
you want to go as you head out of the Guild of Knowledge here and back into the city of Rosegard. Again, it's early afternoon, late afternoon, somewhere in the afternoon. It's still relatively quiet. The Colosseum across the way is still active. You can hear the sounds of some bards playing. It sounds very similar to the music that was being played yesterday. Post melee contest, there was some music and food, and people were just drinking and hanging out. And then people started to move back. So you've probably got an hour or two before the city starts to refill again. Until then, it's relatively sparse here. There's not too much going on around you, just a few people moving back and forth. Where would you like to go?
If there's any bookstores around here, I know we were just at a bookstore, but just out of curiosity.
Well, that's probably the biggest.
Yeah, you can.
I need like a back alley bookstore.
What are you looking for?
Alley.
Back alley books.
Why would a bookstore be in a back alley?
I don't know. This is all. This is going off information that I know. All right. If we see a back alley bookstore, apparently I just go there.
I mean, I could ask. Excuse me, sir.
No.
Yeah, what you want?
I got this. 19.
The
Do you know where the
old-looking
back
man.
alley bookstore is?
Back alley bookstore. Back alley bookstore. Let me think. There's an old scroll shop. You're looking for scrolls. I think some of the wizards and that get it from there. But I don't know too many bookstores on account of I can't read.
It's okay. I have trouble reading too. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. What do you want? What is it? You want a scroll shop?
No, I think it's a book, but it's from the back.
Where's the scroll shop?
Scroll shop?
Yes.
Yeah, head up towards where the monument is. Take a right, head down the smaller road. There's a small road. You'll see a little pub on the left called the Sleeping Dragon. And it's like 2 or 3 doors down from the Sleeping Dragon. I think they sell scrolls in there.
Thank you so much. You're very helpful.
Always old wizards and that going in there. You know, all them lot what can use magic. Can't use magic. Haven't really got the brains for it. Can't remember all them words. All them little things that they do writing down in their little books and that, innit?
It's hard. It's hard.
Ain't that good at it. Me, I'm just a cobbler. I'll make you some shoes.
You could do whatever you want.
No, I'm pretty good at making shoes. I just make shoes.
If the curse maker just told someone they could do whatever they want,
Basic shoes. Wait a minute, you fucking hell! It's fucking curse breaker. Oh, let me shake your hand. Let me just. Got to clean it. My hands is a bit dirty. Don't want to be shaking the hand of a man who's fucking legend. Right, here we go. Put her there.
It's a
Curse breaker.
absolute pleasure.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was good, that was. Fucking right, looked like you stabbed him in the face. Yeah. Looked like you fucking stabbed, what's his face in the face?
Well, he
That
didn't.
Fucking pompous twat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a, you know, when all the, you know,
Yeah,
things
no, I was sat right behind a pillar anyway. I could barely see anything.
exactly.
You know, I was
There's a lot of
squeezed between
things
a couple
in
of
the way.
big fellas, and I was trying to see it. It probably looked like you stabbed him and murdered him, but yeah, I don't think you did.
Oh,
You wouldn't got
wow,
away with it.
yeah.
You'd be walking around, would you? Can't murder in
wouldn't
that.
be here. I'd be
Even
in jail.
fucking Godfrey didn't get away with it when he murdered that fella a couple years ago. Picked him up.
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah, threw him right off the top of the fucking pillar itself that comes up. All them magic pillars with runes on it. Fucking fought on top of that, they did. He fucking threw him down before the wizards could deal with it. Geezer landed, snapped his neck. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Wow.
Godfrey got in right lot of trouble, I heard. Yeah, they were going to hang him, but he showed
I'm
up.
surprised he
next
was
year.
able to play in the games.
Yeah, I only ever see him in the games. Don't know what he does other than that.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, did you find out what a bookstore was, Drift?
yes. Thank you, sir. It was very, very nice
All right
meeting
then.
you.
Yeah, no, nice to meet you. So I can't wait for the spring contest.
Yes.
Maybe
yeah, I
I'll
will
actually
be there.
see you fight old Godfrey. Hey, that was what everyone
Hey.
was looking forward to be honest.
Yeah, is he okay? Is he healing well?
And the fuck would I know that? I don't fucking know. I just fucking
I
went and watched it
just
from behind a pillar.
Making conversation.
He's
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
probably old banged up somewhere being treated by the king's men, isn't he?
I would hope so. Thank you again
Yeah.
for your help.
I don't
Have a
think
great
he
day.
was dead. I don't know. All right then,
I don't-
bye.
All right.
He leaves.
So he said the bookstore is a scroll shop, and it's we got to hit this big monument, go down the little road to an inn, and 3 doors down from the inn is the scroll shop. Are you looking for a scroll? 19.
What time of day is it, real quick, Brad?
Probably like 3 in the afternoon.
No, I'm not looking for a scroll, but it seemed Rin might be looking for a scroll. By the way, while we're walking there, I assume you two had a good conversation.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Oh,
was fine.
good. So we're all, what did John used to say? Peachy keen, then. Is that the word?
I don't know what that means, but I
mean?
assume so.
I don't want to
Sure.
be. We're what? We're fruit?
Anyways, we're going to the scroll shop then, quick. Just a note, it's getting late in the afternoon. We might want to be cautious if we plan on going anywhere, if you know what I mean.
I was thinking maybe we might hit the river before leaving town. Maybe, if
Yeah,
you were interested.
we could
mean,
take
we-
a look.
Just look.
At the
Not-
river.
Things get too crazy. Obviously, we shouldn't keep looking.
We also still have a room at the inn, and we could just bathe there rather than going down to the river.
We're not going to the river to bathe.
Oh, you don't.
We're going to look.
Yeah, just to look.
Air it stuff. Throw rocks and skip them across the water. Find some ducks, feed them some bread.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I don't think that's the best use of our time, but if it's 3-1, I guess I lose this one.
Oh, I don't really care if we go to the river. Are we going to get
No, we
scrolls
did-
or are we going to the river? We're going to the river?
We did learn some very interesting things recently.
About the river.
About the river.
river, yes. Oh my gosh, I would love to go to the river personally.
Great. And we're
Yeah.
all in agreement.
A Garth Brooks song called The River.
I have no doubt that it's not called that because they're always called weird shit like the river and my best friend's cousin's dog. You know, they're always they're
Yes.
always called the weirdest thing. Okay, you just where do you go? I mean, the river's very large.
Called The River.
All the river?
Ooh.
Called The River. Anyways,
Oh yeah, I believe you. Where?
We actually,
Do we have a map of this town?
yeah,
Brad,
I
like,
was.
weren't we handed a map when we walked in?
I think so.
Okay.
I can't remember if you got a
I just
map
didn't know
of
if
the-
we were
Some of it had to
given.
do with the fact that 19 has a pretty good idea because he's been here quite a bit, so
Hmm.
he knows the city decently well.
Yeah, I don't think you had a map of the town. Maybe at one point you were given a map of Thelmecia, but I can't remember.
Okay.
Okay.
no, you don't
So
have a map of the town. 19 has an
we
idea.
might need to look at a map.
You guys have walked up and down a decent amount, and a lot of it you've done walking up and down along the river because there's one of those big long roads that runs along the edge that you can follow with the low wall.
Can I roll to see if I know where the widest point of the river is? That's
Give
something
me-
that I feel confident.
An investigation check with disadvantage, just as an
Okay.
int-based thing.
It's a 6.
6. You have no idea.
No.
The bit with
All
the
right.
bridge was quite wide.
Yeah. I feel like I might need to look at a map to know exactly where to go.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe that scroll shop would have something.
Maybe they would, but maybe the library probably has one, or the Guild of Knowledge probably has one.
I was just thinking if 19 wanted to go to this scroll shop,
No.
it might as well, kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
I need a bookstore.
Although not you, Archimedes, I swear.
You're just circling around up there.
I'm not.
It's always there.
I'm not so sure the scroll shop would sell a map.
I'll go check real quick, and I just bolt from where we are to right back inside the Guild of Knowledge, just real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you run back up to the desk. You see the desk gnome Femi. He's speaking to someone else, an elven woman, quite tall looking. She's got some robes on and a few boxes as well. He says,
Yes, well, very well. Get on with your work then.
and she says, yes, okay, and she scurries off. The desk gnome then turns to you.
Ah, yes, welcome back. I do not believe that your book has been found yet. It has only been about 2 minutes.
yeah. I'm sorry about that. We were just curious. Do you have a possible map
Very
of the town?
patient. You must be very patient. It's a very patient work to look into these books. It takes a very long
No.
time
I
sometimes.
need something else. Just a map of the town. Do you guys carry maps of the
A
town?
map of the town. We do indeed have a map of the town. I do not know where it was. Do you know, once upon a time, the map was across the sea. Oh, there it is.
If you look up, there's a map.
Oh,
It
oh my!
looks very similar to the map on the screen, but
Awesome.
kind of etched in sort of a lot more simplistically. You can see the river pushing out, and you can see where the Guild of Knowledge is, the palace, the temples, the bridge, the wall.
Okay, so on this map, would I be able to see where the widest point of the river?
Give me an investigation check, please.
Let's
Drift.
go, baby!
Sir
Let's
Drift the
get it.
Curse Breaker. Yes, you can. The widest part of the river is just outside the walls on the west side. Just
alright.
outside the walls here. By far, the widest part of the river is over there.
That was a natural one, by the way, from Drift.
And
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, that was a natural 1, a 6, but it was a fail. Just a straight up. You have failed.
Yeah. All right, great. So thank you so much. And I just do my calculations again. Make sure it's right outside the wall. West side, south side, Brad.
West side, if you go out of the west gate and then
West
turn
gate.
almost immediately right,
Awesome.
you will
Okay.
find the widest part of the river.
Okay, great. And I immediately just so excited that I did something and got it done. Another quest completed. I run out with my hands up, and I got it. Follow me.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Wait, where did they say to go? I know the city decently well. What? I assume that they told you to go. What way did they tell you to go?
Well, I'll test you. Which way do you think?
I think it's somewhere just straight north of us, if I'm correct.
Wrong. Follow me, and I just very
Confidently stride up.
jubilantly and cocky just walk and
The Vince McMahon walk.
The
Yep,
Vince
exactly.
McMahon walk.
I'd like to have you both know I'm not sure if he's going to the widest part of the river, but he's going to the river, so we might as well give this one to him.
Give what?
We should just follow him. I don't think he's taking us to the right place, but we should probably follow him.
I lead, and I become like a little tour guide, sort of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
I'm following.
I'm feeling very positive about it. I'm like, over here, you see, we have a theater, where plays are, yeah.
What
plays,
happens in the what's playing?
whatever you want. It's all made up, and the points don't matter. So you can put whatever you want there. And then over here, we have this tall building, which I heard, Sir William. Yes, Sir William. Never.
William.
They don't talk about him anymore because he turned into a very evil fellow. But Sir William lived here with his wife. Where's his wife? Dead. That's why we don't talk about Sir William. And over here on the left, we have, and I just go down as I lead him west.
Looks like you might have a run for your money, Eero.
The journey takes about 20 minutes.
I'm playing. I whipped out the loot and I'm trying to accompany him.
Which is it takes 20 minutes, which is relatively quick for this city. Again, the roads are clear, and you pretty much just it's not hard to make your way over to where you came in, the same gate that you entered when you first came to the city.
I rolled a 16 on my performance check.
Brad, before we do that, or on the way, I would like to see if I notice a certain somebody following me.
Yeah, I was about to actually ask how to do a perception check.
Perception check. Why are you looking for 119?
I'm not looking for her. I'm just wanted to do a perception check.
Give me a perception check, each of you, please.
Me as well?
No, just them two.
18.
An 8.
18 and an 8. What are you looking for, Eero?
I'm trying to find the widest point of the river.
Oh, well, you're nowhere near the river yet. You can't see the river.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell we are and why Drift is leading us this way if we're going to the widest point of the river.
I think you know, you know the area kind of well enough that you recognize that you're heading towards the Ironwell Inn and then heading towards the West Gate. Rin.
Yes.
You actually.
23 from 19.
Rin, you very easily spot the half drow. She's following you. She rolled so low, you probably catch her doing something that catches your eye a little. You see her just taking off a robe and throwing it into an alleyway. As she's walking behind you, she turns around and she sees you and she nods at you.
Okay.
She's maybe like 10 feet back. She's not too far away.
Perfect. Okay, I would like to discreetly, as we walk, I would like to discreetly leave the wrapped books down for her to pick up.
Okay. She is picking them up. Yeah, she picks them up.
Wonderful.
19. You see all this happen.
I thought as much.
I think while you see you catch Rin kind of quietly or like shiftily do an odd maneuver. I think you're probably originally cautious because of the blood grips, and your hypervigilance allows you to just catch a strange maneuver from Rin as everyone's just kind of walking along. Drift is like ba 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 ba. Rin kind of just looks over her shoulder.
I see the person picking him up too, right?
She turns too far backwards. You catch that, and then you kind of from the corner of your eye watch this whole exchange. Yeah, you see the whole thing. You see the whole thing for sure. This other person behind picks up the books, and then the person behind you starts to widen the gap, and she becomes a little more difficult to see as she blends in with the crowd after a few minutes as you're walking through the town. Drift is still yapping on. Probably you get past the Ironwell Inn and back onto this main road before this person behind you seems to have
one last question.
Disappeared into the crowd. Yeah.
On a 23, do I look and see if I find a back alley bookstore?
You do not. I would say there isn't one over this side of town with a roll like that.
If I notice all that stuff, I don't say anything. I just keep walking.
Very well. You come up past the Ironwell Inn and back onto that main road, and ahead of you lies the West Gate. Drift is leading you out of town.
Perfect. All right, guys. So listen, I hope you enjoyed my tour. Here is where it sadly ends because we're gonna go outside the gates and we just have to curve right. Wait, hold on. I look up into the sky. Yeah. So all we have to do now is we have to curve right around the gate, and we'll hit the widest point of the river.
Okay. I walk out.
All right,
All
yeah,
right.
you can head out of town. There's a
I'm just
couple of
following.
Yeah.
duty guards, just watchmen.
Should we get some sort of animal or a horse or?
The river's not far.
You're following the.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you're out, the duty guards are waving in like one cart that's coming into town. It's pretty slow going. They eye you up and watch you leave, but they don't say anything. The gates are open. And then Drift probably, I guess, just turns off the main road and just starts trudging through the mud and the grass here. This area of town is just mud and grass. There's no farm here. There's no slums. There's no people living here. It's just mud and grass and just sort of nature. And there's this ginormous wall that runs along the right-hand side of you. This kind of white. Actually, now that you're this close, you can see that the wall is in like slight disrepair. From afar, it looks really nice, but when you get a little closer, you can see that the wall is chipped in a lot of places. Whatever stone they made it with was white stone, but it's chipped and crumbling, and there's a powdering of the stone along the base of the wall. It doesn't look quite as glorious as it did from afar. But it's still pretty freaking huge, and it runs all the way along. And I imagine, Drift, you just follow the wall along. Eventually, you do come to a little canal, though, with no little bridge over it like you would have got if you'd followed it in town.
Okay.
It's about 15 feet across. It's not too deep, but it's like maybe 10 feet deep. Yeah, what do you do?
What is it? I'm sorry.
A canal, just like an off split from the river that runs into the town. It's this here on the map. You're there. Oh god, you're here. Let me see if I can actually show that on the screen. I don't know. You come to this point where there is a natural canal that runs through the town that you don't have any way over.
Oh.
The wall runs along it, even though it doesn't on the map, and there's just like grates, huge, thick iron bars that run underneath it.
Is this supposed to be the largest part of the river?
No. It's well, hold on. Yeah, so there's this, and then we got to get right over it, and the river's straight ahead.
I see it from here.
Yes.
And that is where we need to go. So let's get a little wet.
We can always just use that bridge right there.
What bridge?
The one up a little ways, or the one back in town that went across. And then it would take us to the northern part of the larger part of the river.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind swimming.
Can you swim, 19?
Yes, pretty well, actually.
Wow.
Really?
That's
Swim
impressive.
Yeah, because we did a story. I remember the story Brad told from a while back.
Yeah, I remember looking into this a long time ago. He,
You're
in fact, give me everyone give me an int check.
Intelligence.
Yeah, just click on intelligence.
14.
7.
13.
Direct.
Oh,
Natural 20.
natural 20.
Eero, Rin, 19. You don't know why you can swim. You've never questioned it. Eero, Rin, he can swim. He seems a little odd. You don't know how or why, but he can swim. Maybe he's lighter than he appears.
Everybody rolled a save, by the way, except for me.
Someone. I don't think it matters.
Oh god.
No one has.
okay.
No one has proficiencies on saves based on your classes, so it's the same roll either way. A long time ago, Drift, you were told a story by somebody about the Warforged. Probably when you learned about the Warforged, whoever it was that told you, most likely your mentor fellow, would have told you about the Warforged who can inexplicably float and swim. like a normal person when he was trying to explain to you what they are. They're like normal people, but they're like big and metal, and you'd think they'd sink, but they never did. It was crazy. They can just swim, and they're buoyant, and they can go down, and they can swim, no different to the way we can. And it's to do with their composite plating, which I believe Wizards purposefully wrote as this like bullshit thing, because composite plating just means whatever the DM wants it to mean, and composite plating is in some way light enough and heavy enough that it allows him to be able to swim. And honestly, that is the reason that I found when I did my deep research into why Warforged don't just immediately sink. Composite plating is a special kind of alloy that they're made of, metal and all the wooden things, and he just has the strength and power and required to be able to swim. It doesn't fuck him
awesome.
up.
Actually,
he is also
my
made.
feet turn into flippers.
No, they don't. You are not Inspector Gadget.
Let me be Inspector Gadget for one moment,
you
all right?
are a glorified golem, okay? You were brought together by magic. And that's it.
You don't get to be Inspector
Yeah,
Gadget.
right? You're not Inspector Gadget, okay?
Next D&D show we do, I'm playing Inspector Gadget.
Okay, that's fair enough. So they have just been made in such a way that they're freakishly lifelike in the same way. You guys have done some checks on him before. His armor, the things that he's made of, might be different materials, but they act like skin, and the magic that flows within him acts like blood and that kind of thing. And under those rules, he is very heavy, but he's strong enough, and he's made out of stuff that allows him to swim relatively well as well. And they were used to do that in the war, like the memory he had where he was under a dock at one point. So he can swim, and it's all to do with sorcery and composite plating, which I'm sure Fort Smasher would know all about, but you killed him. So I guess you'll never find out. Thank God. Thank you for killing him. There you go.
Oh, we're gonna swim. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swim across this very small little part of the river here.
I don't even know if you'll have to swim, and I just stand
like
back
jumping.
and I try and run and try and jump the entire thing.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Ah!
It's like a 15-foot jump.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm just. Oh my
No,
god.
no.
You land on me as I'm like getting into the water.
You jump
Just
like
fun jump.
1 foot and just fucking straight into the water. Is anyone else jumping, or are you all swimming across?
I would like to ask how deep it seems, because I'd like to see if I can just literally almost walk all
It's
the way.
about
You know
10
what? Realistically, I
it's about 10
can't.
feet.
I want to walk just all the way across.
It's about 10 feet across.
Yeah, I just walk.
I think I'm just staring at Drift trying to jump this 15-foot like leap. I just start laughing.
Yeah, for sure. He just falls in.
I've done it
basically.
before, and now I'm
He
just.
jumps high, but then it just not far enough.
Yeah.
He just jumps, and just cannonballs in. 19 just starts walking
Got several
along
walks.
the bottom. Rin kind of like lowers herself in and starts to swim across. Hero.
You can get.
I come back out of the water. You can get on my shoulders.
A little late now.
All
I can
right.
go back and get him. I'm only halfway across.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on 19 shoulders.
I come back over.
I don't want to
He's
swim
not.
through this fucking slimy river.
He's not.
I come back
taller
over and I
than-
can like hold him up so
How
he's
tall
above
are
the
you?
water.
You're not taller than 10
I'm
feet.
I'm like 8'3" or some shit like that.
Oh,
so
you said
my
10 feet
arms-
across. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize.
It's about 10 feet across, 10 feet deep. It's about
Okay.
15
Yeah.
feet across, 10 feet deep.
So if I reach my hands up, my hands would be
Your
out of
boots
the
are
water.
still going to get 2 feet worth of water around them. If you're
All
using
right.
your hands, you need to give me an athletics check to pull this off like last time. And he probably needs to give me an acrobatics check for that kind of bullshit.
Oh my god, this is not gonna go well.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on 19.
All right, I got to.
Oh,
Give me an acrobatics check.
That's a 6. Am I doing an acrobatics check? You said.
Yeah.
So go well.
Yeah.
It's a 19 for me.
Yeah, you balance really well. And would make it all the way across if he didn't drop you in the water. 19.
I look over in the water.
It's just like, and he just, and Eventually, you all end up in the water. Please, can everybody give me dexterity saving throws?
What?
13.
9.
15.
13, 9, 15, and who am I missing?
Me. Sorry. Dexterity saving throws. 4.
Moving down the river towards you are several brown, round turds floating along the canal. What did you think this river was?
You're kidding.
Poop. Several poops in the water. Trash. Disgusting. Iridir.
These are the Patreon NPCs.
These are the Patreon
Brad
NPCs.
wants to use.
Moving along, Iridir spots them very quickly. Rin spots them very quickly and avoids them and gets to the other side, clambering out of the water. 19.
I assume I turn my head into one.
You don't turn your head into one, but you do when you get out of the water. There is a suspicious stain along your back. Along your back.
Okay, all right.
Drift.
I rolled a 4. What happens to me?
Drift, you cannonball into one. On a 4. You jump
Open
upwards
your mouth.
and you just... No, a 1 was going in your mouth there for sure. But you got a 4. So you cannonball and at the last second you see it and you just... Blah! And you cannonball into it and it's just... It's like a... It's all over your chest. Boston cream, what is it called?
Oh,
Boston pie? You've been Boston pied. You Boston pied yourself.
Boston. Sorry.
You Boston pooped yourself. So you two have poo stains on you when you get out of the water at the other side.
I have no clue. I get out of the thing and
No,
act
yours
like
is on your
nothing
back. Yeah, you have just
I don't
a
have any
horrible
clue
little
what
brown stain.
No,
Along
this
your
is
back.
terrible. I can't rub it off in the water while I'm swimming.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can, yeah.
no. Oh,
It's not nice. It's
Why
gross.
do
It
you
takes a while. It's-
swim across the river?
On with you.
It's supposed to be clean. You're supposed to be able to drink from this. There's poop.
Oh,
you're not.
Piss in this river every day.
They have a very basic aqueduct in this city. It's the most... Like, they haven't had a sewer system for, like, a couple of years.
It's on your back, 19.
You mean it's on my back? My head turns all the way around. I look at my back.
Sure, yeah.
I strip
Poo
and
stain.
take my spare clothes out of my bag and put
stain.
those on instead.
Very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
God
Fuck
damn
that.
it.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay. Very nice.
I get on my back and I start doing like what a dog would do, is kicking its feet and rubbing its back against the grass.
Yep. Okay.
I'm watching Rin strip. Not like so, like
Okay,
not like
so-
not
All right.
set, like not like that, but just like sort of like
How
I'm
old
still
are you
not
again?
getting over. I haven't gotten over that. What?
How-
I'm 19.
What?
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, me?
No. yeah.
No,
Wow.
this is for Drift.
You got...
Hold on. I'll be fine. Oh my god.
Gets a little...
That's a 6.
Gets a little... little half chub there.
Yeah?
Just a
Is
little.
it visible if I get out of this water?
You're in wet clothes.
Oh
Just a little. Drift suddenly turns around and just starts to awkwardly shuffle away.
Yeah, I'm going to do the quick trick of I'm going to cup it and pull it above my waistband.
Yeah. The old classic.
Classic.
Yeah, give me a
I'm
sleight of
about to
hand.
make this more
Sleight of
awkward though.
Sleight of hand.
Give me a
Okay.
sleight of hand
No one's going to see this.
chub hide.
Ah,
Yeah, no one probably no
pretty good.
one probably sees you there.
Yeah. And I'm just
Um,
going to be like,
I'm rolling a perception check.
fuck you.
That's a 21.
I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you on your passive perceptions. What are your passive perceptions? I know
That's a
for a
13.
fact.
I've got a 13 on my passive
I
perception.
know for a fact 19 sees it. I think you barely see it, Eero. Maybe
Please don't. Just as long as does Rin see it.
I wasn't gonna roll for it.
What
but
is your passive perception? It says it on the sheet underneath the things.
Underneath where?
Skills.
Underneath your skills.
On the left.
Don't see it.
15.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
fuck
see it
off.
too. You see him. You see him tuck something away.
I would like to say that while I'm on my back trying to wipe the shit off, pushing myself along the ground, I just go, "What's that, Drift?
Ah,
Where
me a-
are you going?"
Give me a nature check. 19.
me?
No, 19. Yeah, I don't know if 19. He's been alive for a month.
Yeah, I would have no. I might not have any idea what's going on with that little junk and balls there.
Please don't.
No,
Yes!
no fucking
No
idea.
clue.
You
Yeah,
might not.
what
You,
is- what-
you
what
might
was
not
that?
even be aware that he has a dick on a
trapped
4.
in the
Yeah.
No. The
Yeah, but
poop
it's
got
stored.
lodged. No, stop. The poop was lodged in my shirt,
Stop. What was
my
that?
pants. Hold on, I'm just trying to get it out. Calm down, everyone.
Good one.
Right. The poop. There's a little poop. A little piece of turd got caught in my trousers,
No brownie and
All
a
right.
little fudge.
and I just I shake it off. And
I'm
Little
about to make
bite-sized
this
Snickers
a
bar.
bit more awkward.
no.
I'm sorry, I have to. So you would actually notice a lot of scarring on Rin's back and the tattoos that she has,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. if you were
I don't know
watching.
if I can
So
demonstrate
can you
it, but I can attempt to
show the-
demonstrate it quickly.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I mean, if you describe it for a moment, just so that because I haven't got it
sure,
prepared.
they look really similar to the shit that was on the wall in Hasmul's tomb.
whoa.
Yeah, they look like not as complex, obviously, but they look like pieces of that.
I'm gonna real quickly roll a d20 to decide if I'm looking at the tattoos in a way of like knowledge or in a way of like, God damn, that's sexy. Yeah, completely just sexy tattoos.
Drift is the smartest one amongst us, by the way.
Nothing.
There's no
What did you
blind
get?
eye.
Oh, 17.
17.
Yeah.
It looks a little. It looks kind of like this. This is kind of how the tattoos look on Rin's back.
Holy
This
shit.
is this is obviously not Rin's.
I
actual
have
back. Maybe it
I
is,
have
she's a
1,
monk.
2, and 3, but not the rest of them.
So 1, 2, and 3, which are the lower back page. It's got tramp stamp. Got a nice little tramp stamp going on.
I sit down.
And yeah, they look. They're basically the same as the glyphs. Are you aware? I can't remember what you guys looked into. I know that you knew what it was. Does anyone remember if they knew or had heard of the language archaic when we were in
I
there?
remember you mentioning something about
I
it.
did,
I definitely
but I
told
don't
you
know
all
about
out of
anybody else.
character, but I don't know if you had any actual like fucking knowledge of it when you guys, because I know you guys did rolls, because I made you do some int rolls. I've got a feeling that no one did, and no one had seen it or heard of it apart from Rin.
Checking through my notes, but I feel like I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I
have a
also
feeling no
agree.
one-
I think I was the only one that
I
had
I have a
a
feeling no
reaction
one
to
did.
it.
All right, someone from the VOD will get me in the week and go,
Well, technically, in episode 3, at 4 minutes in, they actually.
but all right, we'll go with no. But I think it would be. Why don't give me some? Everyone, give me some int.
Was
again.
everybody watching me strip?
Yeah.
I don't think I was. I think I was just.
Also stripping.
Oh, the fucking super horny bard the entire campaign suddenly isn't.
Hero has been misjudged.
Yeah, sure. Tell that to,
I got shit on my
McKinnon.
back. I'm trying to
Tell
get
that to
shit off my
McKinnon.
back.
Let's go back to McKinnon and ask her what she
Listen,
thinks.
McKinnon was. She was. I mean, listen, it was. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, sure. Are you trying to hide it, Rin?
I don't think I was thinking about it, really. I don't think I was expecting anybody to be still in the river.
If you want, and you've seen the things, you can roll me an intelligence check to see if you can recognize this as the same language that was on a lot of the walls and stuff in the and is on the braces. Actually, this shit is all over the braces. If you're not looking, then don't. You tell me. No one's looking.
I was looking, but like I said, right
19's
now,
rolling around on the ground.
I think it's like you know, in this case for Eero, it's passive, if anything, because
You're also next to me, right?
I was taking my clothes off too and getting changed.
That's what I mean. Like you're next to me, and the only one behind me
taking
is
their clothes off at the same time.
Drift. So
Sometimes you have a shitty back, so you don't pay attention to cute.
All right, cool. Never mind then. Drift, you need to roll me an int check though, because you saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see if I, on top of thinking it's sexy, if I connect the dot.
Think my back is
Oh my god.
No, you're just like, that's some dope.
100% only got blood flowing to one head right now.
Yeah, no, you're just like, that's some dope. You got some cool patterns on your back there. That's cool patterns. And that brings
What is wrong with me?
Conclusion of that.
I think we all know what's wrong with you.
All right, so
I just told you.
You guys take a moment to get changed into dry clothes or clean the poop off of
I think
yourselves.
there's another con save.
And
he sees the scars and he's like, blood came out of there. Oh.
And then you guys are on the other side of the river now, so you can head down towards where the river is at its widest point, according to Drift.
Yes.
Okay.
So I lead him down, and I get excited as soon as I see like the river in like very near distance, and I run down, and I go, voila!
Yeah, it's pretty wide here.
Okay.
You can give me, I guess, more investigation or perception checks, I think is fair enough. If you want to try and work out from a better vantage point here whether this is the widest point of the river.
Huge roll, so.
No one got over a 10 yet.
Yeah.
I don't.
8 from Rin, a 9 from 19, and a 5 from me.
I'm sorry to do this. I'm not rolling because I know
You
this
know
is the
it's the
spot.
place.
I saw it on the map.
This might be the widest point then of the river. It's kind of hard to make out. On the 9 and the 8, 19 and Rin, you can tell that the river does widen out a relatively large amount further to the left, or further to the west of you, and you. But here, it looks pretty wide here. It doesn't really do this or anything. If you've ever just looked at a river, it's kind of hard to work out the widest point of a river. And on these checks, I think you're it might be. You might actually be right. You're not sure.
Okay.
I've been to this river quite a few times, nice.
Your short, tiny
Are we supposed to
existence.
clean some?
Father up there.
1 month of existence, 3 weeks of which we're in this town. You've been to it that many times.
I start waving my brace around a little bit. It's got its cover on, but I'm just like trying to see if I feel anything or if anything like.
I'm waving my brace.
Yeah, roll me a D100.
Oh my god.
Whoever's waving braces around.
Oh my god. 90.
90.
Some unknown army
47. 86. Is 19 rolling shaking his arm?
The only reason he would wave his brace is look back and saw everybody waving their brace. You'd be like,
okay. I'm supposed to do that. All right, I guess I'll give it a shot. 96.
Jesus.
Give me a. All right, so 90, 47, 86, 96. Nothing happens. You are waving your braces around.
Okay.
There's, in
How
fact,
are we doing that?
there's a guy on a little fishing boat that's just passing that waves at you back.
Oh.
Good day.
He's quite far over the other side. He's just waving at you. He's a little small man waving at you, and he carries on.
No one help me! I'm trapped on this boat.
I'm on break.
It's me, the Patreon NPC.
Real quick, can I ask you all a question?
Yeah.
Listening. Come here, you three. Why are we waving our arms?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how we find the thing.
What thing?
I don't see anything around that.
What thing?
What do you mean?
Thing we're looking
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The thing that we're here to look for?
What is the thing?
Seriously?
Yes.
19.
Looking for a boat. A great boat. Like wonderful boat. The fuck? What do you mean?
The reason that we're here in the city. 19.
Oh, is this?
The reason?
I don't think I've been informed of the second part here.
I hold my arm up and point
Yes.
to it. The reason we're here.
Yes, I understand that, but I think I missed a part.
Just don't worry about it.
Well, it's yeah.
We're gonna
Just
find
explain
it.
it later, all right? Just explain it later. I'm not going to tell me right now. I just.
Okay,
Maybe
Check, Brad.
Sorry, what?
I'd like to be looking for anything out of the ordinary, like legitimately out of
Also.
the ordinary.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Got a
Or an
23.
investigation check if you want, but perception's probably better for you. 23, anything out of the ordinary here? I think actually on a 23, you can make out that there isn't anything out of the ordinary here. It all seems to be above board. The edge of the wall meets the river, and there's a huge tower that kind of sits out in the out a little further out into the river. You can see guards moving around up there. The wall kind of turns around a little and runs along the river a tiny amount, but ends along the river to your left or up the west coast. It starts to widen out. It does widen out a little bit. Back where you came, when you came into town, you saw it as well. But there's also farmland behind you. But this particular part of the river just seems very normal. There's a couple of fishing boats that you see moving
Just to
up and
correct,
down.
you did say it looks wider as you go west, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled investigation.
Oh.
Sorry. Real quick, Brad. Just the investigation was for. I want to look at the bracer and see if there's like any indentation, because we were waving it around. So like, I just want to see if there's like any indentations to show maybe if you connect it with more bracers or something happens when you connect it. Or it's another bracer. Is there any like kind of lines like that, or is it all just writing?
On a 10, it looks like weird writing to you.
like maybe we're supposed to. I mean, I don't know how you would even go about.
Rin, come here.
Yeah.
I think that we should walk a little. What? Sorry, what are you doing?
I don't know. We're trying to find.
Just give me your hand.
Okay.
And I grab her hand and I like bracer to bracer.
Oh.
Just like maybe.
Oh,
just,
that's a good idea.
You know, maybe some.
Hero, come here.
All right. Seems all a bit odd, but.
I was just going to say, I think if you look to the west here, it looks like the river widens up a little bit. Maybe we should just walk down the river to the west a little ways. Maybe we'll
Seems like nonsense, 19.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is
really hard to tell when you're here.
What are you all doing anyways? What are you doing?
Just we're trying things that maybe will work. 19?
Maybe if we think about it.
Put your
Really
arm up.
hard.
19.
What do you want to do? What are you three doing? Why are you putting your arms together?
Bracers together.
Dream rip?
Oh, hold on.
I would like to look and see if anybody's watching us do this.
Okay, give me a perception check.
14.
Ooh.
Yep.
You want to put your together?
Up on the wall.
PB.
There is a couple of guards. Couple of guards watching you. They're just looking down over the wall. They're pretty fucking high up.
I kind of like jokingly lean in, but like put my arms around my back. I'm like,
I would like to note to the three of you that above us is a set of guards watching what we're doing. I would want you to also know that I think if anything happens when we were to touch bracers, they would see it, and they all have seen our faces. Maybe we should just walk down the river a little ways and do
We could also just start singing really loudly or laughing like we.
High five!
Yeah.
We're not gonna disappear. What do you think is gonna happen?
as soon as he says something about disappearing, I just go, all right, fuck it, and I slam mine into the three of theirs.
And that is where we end today's session. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching.
We still have 10 minutes!
Yeah.
20 minutes!
No. No, we don't. It's ended. That is the end of today's session.
Nothing. No flash. No.
What you think
nothing.
I'm gonna fucking pass up on that? No, that's the end. Thank you very much for joining us.
We've been robbed
today.
There's actually 20 minutes left.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
20
Brad.
minutes. Well, we can fill that up with Nocturne hype, can't we? Wow, what have we got coming up tomorrow, everybody?
Man,
That's
I was
right.
just checking CNN of all websites, and
Yeah.
there was a huge article on it.
Oh, what was it about?
Oh, it said something about the new scariest thing they've ever seen.
Wow.
In format ever.
Most innovative, original.
Very intimate as well. Very intimate.
Yeah, I've heard that the story writing and prep
Fuck you, Brad.
that went into episode 1. It was the most amazing opening episode of all time.
She's gonna throw up.
I am gonna throw up.
I've heard
Stop.
it was the most amazing opening episode of anything, let alone just D&D.
You know,
All
it
time.
didn't just say anything.
cried.
It said ever.
Ever.
Yeah, and it
Ever.
went through the entire length of the show that
Yeah.
it was supposed to go. It didn't cut off 20 minutes early.
No.
Also, if you're just starting to listen for some reason because you went to the end of the show because you like to be spoiled, well, you're gonna have to go back like 5 minutes because we're fooling you. It's not 3 hours.
Brad's being a meanie head and making us quit.
No, it's
Even-
I love it. I think I would have done the exact same thing if I was in his position.
I'm so
100%.
I'm sad. I only get to do Darkfire once a week,
I
Brad.
learned
feel
this
robbed.
lesson long ago, okay? That you take that opportunity when it comes at you, if it's close enough to the time.
Because next week, you know what's gonna happen. We're all gonna clink our braces together, and nothing's gonna happen. And it was like, ha ha ha, we're still right there looking for the lightest moment.
Across the map,
What's the word I'm looking for?
a fiery creature opens his single. I'm kidding. I'm not telling you anything until next time.
God damn it!
That's mean.
Too easy. What's coming up? What's coming up tomorrow, Wax Steven, on Tablestory?
That would be Tablestory's own Nocturne,
Wow.
starring the GM of Mood, Pumpkinberry
GM of
herself.
Mood.
She has activated maximum empathy over 9,000 to read every player's mind and to completely know all that they want from the show, and we'll give it to them. And for all of the people watching as well, she will sate every one of your curiosities
Great,
about
thank you.
Nocturne in the show.
Great.
She's got this.
Great.
She's got this.
Easy.
Yeah. If you guys don't know what Nocturne is a horror show that is going to be starting up tomorrow. So make sure that you're there. If you guys saw Stygian Gate, it is in that same universe. PB's working really hard on it, and she worked really hard on the original show as well. This is like number 57 that she's done for the show so far. So
Did one last
obviously,
night at like 2 a.m.
yeah,
I'm in
Yeah.
full panic mode. It's great.
it'll be fine. She's
Yeah, it'll
gonna
be
do
fine.
awesome. You guys know that she's gonna do awesome. She's the only one that doesn't know that she's gonna do awesome. So go ahead and just send her encouraging tweets and
Hell
just be
yeah.
like, "You can do it, PB," and stuff like, "You're the best. I love you so much better than Whack Brad and Jay. It's not even
Yeah.
funny."
Or you could tell me how much you hate Rin on the YouTube comments. It brings me so much joy. You can do it.
She's crying every day.
I've never looked at
Don't do
I
that.
never look at the YouTube comments. I've never went and looked at them before.
Holy shit. They're
They're so
So-
savage.
they're super savage.
All right, where do I go to? What episode should I go to? Let's see.
All
here.
of them. Like the last one.
Pull
Yeah,
up.
the last one. But yeah, definitely check that out. That's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. She is not the only awesome person that's there. It's also going to be
Yes, it's
Classy
gonna be
Katie.
amazing.
It's going to be Katie Peters Plays. It's going to be Classy Pax. And
Domestic
we've
Dan.
got Domestic Dan. And we've also got Ezekiel the Third that's going to be on that show. It's going to be dope. And I
Crazy.
can't wait to see what PB has in store for them. And I hope that she just fucking destroys them.
Oh, thank you. That's the nicest thing.
Mm.
I'm literally reading nothing but happy thoughts right now.
Okay, then.
Keep
Well,
reading.
I mean, yeah.
He said, keep reading.
The YouTube
Um,
comments are great, by the way. Like I love
Yeah,
them.
no, we love them. We
They
love
just
them.
like
But it's-
YouTube
it's in the feels.
heavily hates Rin.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
pissing somebody in a Yara sticks off. Oh yeah, get pissed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah,
great. They're great.
YouTube hates on the Rin, and that's okay.
Which is-
I love you.
I
YouTube.
understand from a
Yes.
viewer's perspective.
Yes,
I
I
really
do too. I do too.
let's do a couple of shout outs.
Cool.
My name's John. Thank you for watching.
I'm Sam, man. On Twitch. What about you, Tiger Rider? Where can people find you?
Hi, my name's Tiger Rider. As you're watching right now, I've turned into a Muppet. Thanks for watching.
You've always been a fucking Muppet, lad.
Tiger Rider. You can watch me the Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and here on Tuesdays.
Jesus. Pumpkinberry.
Yes. Hello.
Which
Hi. I'm
person are
Pumpkinberry.
you?
You can find me here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, where I'm going to be jamming Nocturne. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, I apologize. You'll have to go to Twitch and go to the VOD. I'm about to drop a link for everybody watching the show so you can influence tomorrow's episode.
Oh,
So, yeah.
yeah, you do all the crazy stuff.
I do
Wax
crazy
Steven, got any other shit to shout out?
Yeah, this Sunday we have the finale of Spark of Eternity. So I hope you guys are going to join us for that. It's going to be a really big and crazy episode. So I really hope you guys are there for the finale of that show. And I'm both saddened and really excited about it. It's going to be really awesome. So come and see that and say goodbye to some wonderful characters and such. It'll be really fun. Also, we've got Halcyon Unbound on Friday, which is going to start to pick up quite a bit, I think, in these coming weeks. They're gonna get kind of active. They're gonna get kind of active, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Saturday we've got Crash City, which is cyberpunk. Come hang out with us, and hopefully we'll see you there. I'm here on this channel all the time. I don't do anything on my channel anymore.
Indeed. Now, before we end, there is one last thing that we see.
Oh, God.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
So many dicks.
Sorry.
Post-credit scene. We see two figures gathered around a large pool of water. One of the figures is our old friend Kidia Night Sky, who is the figure that was the jailer, of
Psychopath. Made me cut off my
Rin.
finger.
The other figure is Athena, who is the sort of old-looking tiefling woman. She looks ancient looking. She looks way too old. She's super gaunt looking, the skin pulled tight over her skull. Her eyes are pure, like orange, fiery yellow. She has all these scars over her body. And both of them are looking into this kind of pool of water as behind them, the half-drow figure steps out of the room and closes the door on this darkened room. There's a couple of candles, and that's about it, that light this kind of circular room, quite a large circular room, and they stand at the center looking down. In this pool of water, you can see, not you guys, but the river itself. You can see this area near the river that seems to be kind of like the drawbridge that was at the center of town, and they're both just sitting there watching it. Kidia says, "Are we quite prepared for this? The last time this rune was activated, it was rather destructive." The old tiefling woman says, "Yes, I am quite prepared for it. Have everybody come back to the tower. Everyone. We will keep them safe. Whatever happens, it will benefit us in the long run. Who cares what happens to this place after all? It will not stand much longer." Very well. And do you think they're ever going to find it? Perhaps we should give them a little nudge in the right direction. No, they will find it. They have to think that they are working of their own volition. Very well, Athena. He turns around and heads out of the door. And that is where we truly end today's session. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.
I'm in the apartment, the stuff's all on the floor, everybody's gone. I think something went wrong. Something went really wrong.
Let me help you.
Welcome to the darkness, my friend. Your eyes will adjust in time.